Hello Buccaneers, we are at North VSQ at the Arecibo Observatory, and we're going to show you the fun things to do around Puerto Rico. Our first stop is the Arecibo Observatory. This place was known for a telescope hanging 450 feet above a radio dish 1,000 feet wide in diameter. We've been walking up the 500 steps to the observatory, seeing the planets in English and Spanish along the way, and we're now at a viewing deck where we can see the satellite dish. Behind me is where the telescope used to be. It was hanging between those two towers over here, and there was cables connecting the whole thing, and it was just above. But then in December 2020, the cable snapped and the telescope came crashing down. You can see the impact that it made down there. Here are some of the things they scavenged from the collapsing telescope. For example, that was a camera. Here's an ultraviolet light display. So see how this thing, you can't really see anything? But if you put it under and shine it with ultraviolet light, letters appear. So taking this tile under infrared light, the black part becomes visible. I'm playing with a miniature version of the telescope. This was a sketch of a galaxy from 1845, and it says it was the first observation of a spiral structure. This is pretty good for 200 years ago. Here's a model of the telescope that used to be outside. There was the 3 towers, and once one of the cables snapped, the telescope was still hanging for a few months, but they knew it would eventually fall, and that's what happened. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, I wasn't expecting it to move. Whoa! Dang, that's fast.
Back up.
Don't get near. I'm gonna put my leg up. Stand clear.
What's that?
Oh, wow, that's cool.
What's that?
Hang on tight. You're not going that fast.
2, 3.
Whoa!
Put your leg. Okay, gotta
Dang. Oh yeah, I'll put it up. I'll put it up. That's crazy.
I'm making a spacecraft. We're gonna do the spin it test and then the shake it test. It looks so cool. Okay, I was gonna say it's so easy.
And that is the Arecibo Observatory.
I like the place where you build your own satellite and you see if it can pass the shake test and the spin test.
I liked watching the movie and then going out to see the remains of the telescope. It would be even cooler if the telescope was still hanging, but it was also interesting seeing how it left a huge dent at the bottom of that big dish. And as for the inside of the museum, my favorite part was the infrared and ultraviolet light exhibit, and also the spinning thing upstairs. We are in Arecibo, and we're going to check out the Cueva del Indio, which means Indian cave. If you want to park for free, park by the 8.2 kilometer mark. Otherwise, if you follow that sign that says parking in this direction, it's going to lead you to a lot where someone's charging $10 per person. It's not cool to make people pay to see public land. This morning we were gonna do a river hike / rappelling adventure with Tanama River Adventures. But what happened was we were coming from the Arecibo Observatory and there were these windy mountain roads. And at one point, the lane was so narrow and there were so many potholes and it was an uphill. So we tried moving our car up, but the car just wouldn't budge because there was way too many potholes. So since we couldn't advance forward, we had to drive our car backwards on the narrow road till we could make a 3-point turn like a mile away. The point was we weren't able to go on the river adventure, but if we had followed the guy's instructions on how to get there, and if we came from one of the bigger cities, then we would have been able to do the tour. But here's some cool footage of what the tour would have looked like.
We're checking out a tidal pool.
I'm walking on water.
Over here is a great view because you get to see basically a cave and water in it. And there's some green on top.
We're about 30 feet above the ocean right now, but there's still these pools with a bit of water in it. So assuming it's not from the rain, that means that the waves are sometimes so huge and they come up here. And there's more than one of these water pools up here too.
There's a tunnel. Be careful. Dude, that is so cool.
When you're up here, there's a bunch of random holes, so you have to be careful to not fall in one and die. Okay, if you fall, you're dead. We found some carvings over here, so either it's Taino, which is the Native Americans carved it, or it's Korean, since it has circles in the words. That thing over there looks like it could be a native carving. A few minutes ago, there were two tourists here that watched a YouTube video on how to find the petroglyphs. So they crawled through that tiny hole, and then one of them fell, and she broke her nose. So we're definitely not going there. This is what the petroglyph would look like if we were to climb it. And that is the Indian cave. Brother's favorite part was the tide pool at the beginning, which wasn't even close to the cave, but it was still really awesome to wade in it. And I think that this whole area with the rocky shore is beautiful. I just sat near one of the cliffs for like 2 minutes to enjoy the ocean sounds. But what we came here for, the petroglyphs, we didn't see much of because what we did see was English, which means it was vandalism. So if you're coming here, don't expect so many petroglyphs, just come for the nice view. We were driving and looking for lunch and we saw this roadside stand that sells skewers. A few feet away there's a piña colada stand and I searched on Google. They sell piña colada in a pineapple. It looks so good. But since it's Monday, it's closed because they only open on the weekends. As we were driving, we saw a coconut truck along the way, and we picked up a coconut. Inside is coconut water, and then when you're done, he'll cut it up for you so you can eat the meat. Yeah, you can eat that. Our next stop is Pozo de Jacinto. The legend of this place is that one day, a guy named Jacinto and his cow were here by the ocean. The cow was on a leash and tied to his waist. There was a thunder which scared the cow, and the cow went into the ocean, and so did Jacinto. And now if you mention Jacinto and his cow in the same sentence, legend has it that the ocean will get mad and spew water out. Let me try it now. Jacinto, where's your cow? Oh, that was a small one. Whoa. That was like a medium-sized one. Jacinto, here's your cow. Cow move. Cow move. Is up here for you. Ah, I was too late.
Whoa! Did you see that? It worked!
Dang! There's one time just now where the wave actually came at us. I didn't expect that to happen from this height, but it did.
So right as the wave came at us, like 5 seconds later, I put my camera back on, and then I captured a big wave coming up.
Wow.
Just like that. Perfect timing. Jacinto, here's your cow.
And that was Pozo de Jacinto.
My favorite part was, of course, when the big wave comes, crashes with the rocks, and it makes a huge explosion.
I actually like this better than Old Faithful in Wyoming because here you can kind of interact with the wave when it's big enough and it actually gets to you. My shirt's dry by now because it's hot, but that was the best part when the wave came at us.
I hate that drone. I hope
Hey, no. We're now at one of the beaches in Arecibo, and we came here 10 minutes ago with no swimming clothes, but then we saw that the water here is so clear, it's like a natural swimming pool. So we decided to change into swimwear, and we're gonna go in. Wow. There's big waves happening nearby.
it's like a bounty. You did like 2.5.
This is like the Knott's tidal pool, except it's all natural. Here it comes! Whoa! Whoa, okay, wait, here. Whoa, whoa. We already made a tunnel that goes from here all the way to the end.
And one that in the middle that.
This kind of peninsula, the waves are coming from both sides. And here you can see them crisscross. And that's the beach in Arecibo. I forgot the name, so the name will be like right here.
My favorite part was going in the water, and when the waves come, you can have all kinds of fun.
Tonight we're eating dinner at Church's Chicken because we've seen this so many places on the island. Like in the mainland US, you don't see Church's Chicken that much, but it's everywhere in Puerto Rico. And next to it, there's always a Burger King for some reason. I'm not sure if they have the same owners or if they're just competitors. Also, usually near the Church's Chickens in Puerto Rico, there's a KFC next door, which doesn't make sense because they're both fried chicken, so I would expect them to be farther apart. We're back at the Arecibo Observatory, and we're going to be staying at North VSQ.
Okay, we finally got it.
We're going to give you a tour of our room. Here there are 2 queen-size beds. There's a toaster oven, a coffee maker, towels, and a mini fridge. Except that there's also a second level, which is the first time I've seen this at a hotel or a place to stay. This is the freezer, so I can put Camu in here. Here there's a nice comfy desk and a phone. In this closet, we have towels and clothes hangers. Oh, and an extra pillow. On the wall, we see the old telescope of the Arecibo Observatory, which fell in 2020, as we heard on the tour. Whoa, look at this shower.
And sorry.
Hold on, how do you open this?
No, keep going. And I'm gonna give you the tour of the bathroom. The shower's pretty nice. It has this mirror, so you guys. If I go on the other side, you guys can see me very weird. Hello. Anyway, here's the shower, and then over here's bar soap, a toilet paper, towels, more towels, beach mist, which I think is bar soap. Hello.
Let's check out the balcony. Whoa. A view of the forest, although it's nighttime. Maybe in the daytime we'll come back. And we have a sitting area too. Listen to the frogs.
Those are coqui frogs.
They're the best frogs ever, and they're on the entire island of Puerto Rico. The following morning. We're having breakfast at the cafeteria. I got an omelet which has ham and onions and pepper inside, and it also comes with bread and a drink. They also have sandwiches, turnovers, and a few other options. We're going on a behind-the-scenes tour of the observatory. Stay tuned for more videos.